Looks like we're back.
Yep, how you guys doing? We're back on the firing line with Matt and Joe here.
How's everybody doing?
Yeah, so thank you guys for bearing with us. It's been a little break, we know. We've been trying to get them to you once a week before. We had to take a break, but we have changed international headquarters. You may be able to tell from the camera. So we've been kind of busy just getting things set up and, you know, how that could be in new headquarters situations. But anyway, we left you with night vision, and that's what we were here to talk about. Last time we kind of broke down real quick, you know, you needed to find out night vision, you need to find a helmet, and you need to find an aiming laser, you know, and the white light. Those are kind of the big four. So today we have helmets.
Yep, we thought we'd bring you guys in a few different things to take a look at. Also, we were fortunate enough to find a really good deal online from CPG, and with that, we got the new helmet. It just arrived the other day, so it kind of makes perfect for this video as well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we'll have some fun going over a lot of the different stuff here on the different helmets, talk about price values, different lights that you can put on them, mounting for the night vision, and also when you get your new helmet, things you might want to check to go over before you actually start wearing them.
Yeah, and you know, the way you're going to notice that the way you set them up, you know, they'll be different, just like our rifles are slightly different, but they're kind of the same at the same time, because there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it, and then you can only tweak that right way so much, you know. But you know, starting, you know, for the first, what we would consider like the best deal, you know, the least expensive, as would be the CPG right here. This is the most bang for the buck. You get a level AAA ballistic hard shell helmet.
It's got a good weight to it.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, it's not, you definitely want to get used to it on your neck, but it's not 12 pounds like an old metal helmet or something.
Right.
You know.
One thing too that's really good is it comes with all the accessories that you might have to spend a lot of extra money to purchase.
Right, yeah. It's got the rails built into it and the shroud, which is, you know, that right there is going to save you a couple $100. You can always upgrade if that's something you feel like you need to do, but we just checked it out, unscrewed it, popped it off, and it looks pretty secure. So the CPG is a really good way to go if you're wanting to get into it with an actual ballistic helmet. So I do believe these are around $2.99. You know, that may have been a sale price, but CPG, right there, go check them out, because I do think it's worth it. You know, if they're making these helmets for that price, it meets our criteria. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things too that we liked about it is the ratchet system on the back here.
Yeah, the OC dial.
Real, new standard, I think. And also the insides here, you have the padding system that comes with it too, which is another thing that we want to talk about as we go through these today.
Right, yeah, in the back of this here, with the dial, like on Joe's there, this section here is called the nape, the part that goes against the back of your neck, but with these dials, it just allows you, it's almost like to turn your helmet into almost like a fitted hat. Think, you know, you can put it on and then cinch that thing up or down to any size of your head.
Right. And
then you can actually tighten it so much that, I mean, I would still use the chin straps, but I mean, it's tight enough to where it will stay on your head without them.
Yeah, and then you have types like this that don't have the ratchet system, which you're going to have to do a lot of adjusting to figure out exactly if you've got the right fit, you know, to get through there. Yeah. Not too tight, but...
No, and a lot of people prefer that system. This one is the ultimate in easiness. Like, this is super easy to just, you know, different sizes, boom, you click it, you know, I mean, if you're sweating, you can tighten it down real quick. So for ease and adjustability, that's the one, but that's the one that's... you know, if you have it set up and it's good to go and you don't need to dick with it, that's the one that's probably the better of the two. I've heard a lot of much more veteran people than me say such things. So
very comfortable too.
So what Joe's holding there, that's another ballistic helmet. This style of helmet is called a MICH helmet, M-I-C-H. And this is a high cut, and that is because it has the high cut for your ear protection primarily, sometimes known as a shooter's cut. But yeah, it's mainly so you can get your ear protection on. You can wear your Peltors and put that helmet on, and there's plenty of space.
Which I've done before.
And you can do it with these ones too, but the higher those cuts, it just gives you that much more relief, so it's not pressing in on the side of your face. Because when you wear this thing for a little while, like, you know, if you don't have it set up right, you're going to get hot spots on your ears, or, you know, you're going to just... I mean, when you get one, just put it on, and you're going to you'll feel a hot spot or not, and then you can adjust it until that spot goes away.
Well, it's like any equipment. You kind of have to do some adjustments, find out exactly what's going to work for you, because we're not all the same.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they're so adjustable. So, and then going second, so this would be kind of premium. You know, the only thing that's really lacking would be the newer rail system. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily lacking it, because he still has his Surefire light and all that stuff that we'll get to in a second here.
Yeah, and price-wise, I mean, just for the helmet alone, you might be looking at $600 to $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you're looking at $300 and $600. So just as a rough, this one's double the price as that.
Well, that's because they were running a really good deal at the time,
right?
And they're still actually doing some pretty good deals over there. So.
Yeah. So this is the Ops Core one. These two are ballistic. This is not ballistic. This is just a bump helmet. So like I said in the video before, it's like a skateboard helmet. At the time when I bought this, it was only $20 cheaper than this model. So $279. But the big advantage to this only weighs like a pound, where this might weigh 4 or 5 pounds, or 3 or 4 pounds maybe. So this one is really lightweight, so you don't feel it on your neck nearly as bad as you do the armored helmets. Now the downside is, if it really gets bad and there's bullets flying past my head, this isn't going to do anything to help me, you know, unless I bump my head on a wall or something. But moving on from that, things that we like to have on there is, other than just a white light, some sort of small personal area light, because you remember you're wearing night vision, so you don't want to illuminate a big light if you need to look down at a map or something. So we just have, Joe's got the Surefire model there, which is a really nice one. It runs a white light, a red light, and an IR light, and it even has the IR strobe on the side built in. So that's those Surefire lights, in my opinion, that's like the top notch. That's the best one you could get. The Princeton Tech, they make a few models of these. This is just their standard. I
like this though, because you can direct it where you want to.
Yep,
and stuff.
It's super simple, and it is very tough. I mean, this thing is pretty robust. And these things go. This little one I think was $30, and they go up to like $100 or something. You know, so they have any model you would want, they could have. But for me, just a little red light, that's fine. And then over here, I have an actual bright white light. And that's, you know, would be for something if after I had to take my night vision off or something, then I could turn this on in a dark environment and have, you know, anywhere I look, I'm going to have white light.
You know, another thing too that's you don't notice on the other ones is he has a cover on here, which makes a huge difference too, being able to put more things on there to be able to use. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this is a tan helmet with a Kryptek black Typhon cover, and you know it has these, you know, so I can put batteries in it. It does give you some more Velcro, so you know, for your ballast and such. And that's another thing. A lot of you can either actually get. It's important to have a counterweight of some sort on the helmet.
There's going to be a lot of weight out here.
They make counterweights that are just literally like lead bars that are just that, a counterweight. For me and Joe, we kind of filled two with one, because he's got his strobe as his counterweight, and when that thing's full of batteries and stuff, it actually does even it out pretty good. So that's what he's got as a counterweight. On mine, I have from Special Operations, it's just a battery pack. So I got, you know, there's 8 batteries there ready to go, so it keeps, you know, it's nice and heavy, I guess, but also at the same time, because night vision stuff eats batteries like nothing else. I mean, yeah, nothing lasts long for night vision, so you need to have batteries on tap, like, and you need to get them in the, you need to be able to service whatever, if your laser just ran out of batteries, you need to get a battery in it quick, just like you need to reload a gun quick, because that's your primary way of aiming that weapon at that point. So that's why I usually keep them 1 or 2 up here, and that's kind of like my emergency battery, so to speak. For me, where Joe has this dual strobes, he's got this one on the side of the Surefire, and then I forget what the model this is. It has a military.
I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, it has a military number, NSN number, all that stuff.
What's cool too about this one I like is the fact is if I really have to do it, I can drop that somewhere and come back to it.
Oh yeah.
And see where it is, you know.
Yeah, and what's cool about these is you have to have night vision to see these. So they're beacons that are going off, and so like if me and Joe have night vision, we can see. It's going to be dark, so we're not going to be able to see each other that well. But as long as we see that flashing, then we'll know, okay, I'm over here, he's over there, okay. So for me, I use this product, the APALS all-purpose adhesive light strip, and you get them in infrared. And I have one on either side of the helmet, and they last for up to 40 hours straight. And you can turn them on and off, and so far so good. And you can see them from a mile away, and I'm probably not planning on going more than a mile away. You know, that's like aircraft stuff. So yeah, you know, helmets, lots of different stuff, but just keep in mind what the gear you put on it, because you don't want to you don't want to overweight it, just like your plate carrier and stuff. But just think this is on your head, so you're going to turn into a bobblehead real quick if you put 10 or if you start loading these things down. So if you do want to go heavier or more heavy on the equipment, maybe a bump helmet would really be better for you. Whereas if you go lighter on the equipment and maybe you just run a mount and a single light or something, then maybe something like the CPG is right up the alley.
Yep.
But either way, you know, the bump and the CPG are right around the same ballpark of price. You can, if you have the money to, you can always just immediately go and straight up to a Mitch High Cut, or there's lots of good helmets out there.
The thing for me was I've had this one for quite a while, and I wanted something new. And actually, I want the Crye Precision one that's out there because I really like the way it feels and the way it looks.
Yeah, those are awesome.
But they're so expensive, it just made sense for me to go ahead and get something like this in the meantime.
To put it in perspective, you could buy roughly 4 of these helmets for one Crye helmet, and at the end of the day, they do the exact same thing.
Right. I mean, but I gotta love the Crye though.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awesome helmet.
Until I get there,
and it does have an air vent. I mean, that's about the only difference, is the air vent is pretty revolutionary. But for the most part, I mean, if you were looking, if you can get 4 for the price of 1, and they're still good to go, they're going to be ballistic.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to get a few of them or something, so that's going to be the way to go.
Does not make you bulletproof.
No.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, none of this. Yeah, exactly. I mean, a bulletproof vest doesn't make you bulletproof. So anyway, a little bit to think of on helmets there. I know kind of a lot of information. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and we'll try and get back to you quickly. We're not masters by any means of the whole night vision thing too. So if you have suggestions, I'm like all ears, because I've learned a lot from you guys. So, leave a question down below if you have any, or if you've got any things to tell us, let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
And give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And we'll be back with more on the firing line with Matt and Joe.
Awesome. See you guys next time.